All right. Now, today is going to be a lot about installing software. Probably their first goal is going to do that. And then Tom will Wednesday go through and just try to get the light LED on your robot. Now, if you don't have your Raspberry Pi in your Watson, that's not a problem. In fact, in some ways, I'm running mine without it on there. I'm just connecting. So you need to get out, if you've got it, the microphone and the LED. You're going to need that in a minute, but don't worry, don't get it quite yet, because we're going to go through and install some things on your Raspberry Pi. So what you really need right now is to have your Raspberry Pi. I'm going to put everybody's hands down. Raise your hand when you tell me your Raspberry Pi is up and running. So take a few moments. I've got one person, I've got a couple, but everybody else, raise your hand once you have your Raspberry Pi up and running. Hope everybody's doing well. This week we have our last webinar was Wednesday, though I will add, we may add just a recording. If you don't get through with Watson Robot Working, we'll just put up a YouTube video and you can watch it at your leisure. And Thursday is a high school lab at 7 o'clock, which you're not in, but Saturday, middle school is this Saturday. Okay. Now let me go ahead. I'm going to look at questions. All right. All right. Good. Hard to believe it's gone by this fast. So let me see everybody's handshakes here. We're going to see where. If you're just joining us, please fire up your Raspberry Pi. Tonight's going to be honestly, a lot of just trying to get this installation and sign up for Watson services. You can see all the things we're going to be doing. So I'll wait here for, there's several still. Let me count how many we have. 12 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still have a lot of people. Now, if you know you can't turn on your Raspberry Pi, raise your hand so we're not waiting for you. Because there's still enough people here that look to me that can still hook it up. I'm going to wait till they're ready to go. All right, Aiden, if you're going to sign up Raspberry Pi, raise your hand. Jack, Natalie, just let me know here. Looks like we got most people have. We'll give everybody a few more moments. All right, great. All right, now, match the questions here. Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, and you want to take off this. I don't know if we'll get to it today, to be honest with you. So you can leave the sense on now. Ultimately, when we go to, if we get a chance to hook up the LED, you'll take it off, but you don't have to have it off right now. So everybody's got that on. I'm going to go ahead and put everybody's hand down now. Now I just want to show you. So if you go to IBM TJBot, not IBM TJ Robot, it's just TJBot. You can see this, all right? And we're going to be going on instructables, but what I want you to see is some of the things people are doing. TJBot was a way for you to access IBM's AI, artificial intelligence. Think of it like Alexa. in some ways. And it was started back November 9th on a blog post, and it was named after the first chairman of IBM. So that's pretty cool. Here's a recipe that has it. Yeah, that you can do with this. This one, they have them build a robot that cares. Here you can train your TJBot and Node-RED. This is setting up a network, so there's a bunch there. Weather reports, which honestly, I would check in that. I think it would be cool to have the LED change colors depending on the weather. Maybe set up 2 of them. There's a weather bot telling time. Some kid got it to do the news. A chat thing going. So any of you guys are interested, TJBot Drive, I didn't even see this. If you are ever starting to get interested in AI, this would be a really cool way to do it. And this one's turning off a real lamp with your TJBot. So what I guess I'm saying is, there's so much of this has come out recently. Go ahead, see if you can put it up here. This is going to impress a job that you're already doing it. Healthcare, essentials. There are just a whole bunch of things. So what we're getting to now is just a start. And we've got a lot more. In the spring, we're probably not going to be doing much with this. We've got to move on to other stuff we want to cover. But I just want you to see that. Okay? And it's all these different recipes that you'll have to play with to get to know. Now, let's go over this Instructable. I'm going to download it and use first control light. Let me go ahead. I'm going to add it up here in one moment so you'll have this to follow along with what we're doing. Let me choose a file here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, if you look on there, you've got to use your voice to control a light with Watson. You can download that if you want. I've included it as a handout. And again, this was all developed by IBM to promote it. I want to give them credit for this. All right? So do me a favor. I'm putting everybody's hands down. Everybody raise your hand once you've downloaded. I get my light connected. That's all right. Don't worry, Liam. I just said, don't worry if you don't get your lights connected. I think we're just going to be setting everything up tonight. You should. Most people have cables from their Arduinos. I handed out cables. This Saturday, if you didn't get one, we'll get you one. You know, look and see if you've got one around the house that's going to connect your NeoPixel to a breadboard. Or just even need one jumpers to get into a breadboard or connect it directly to the NeoPixel. If we're missing stuff, we're happy to get it. But go ahead, everybody, download the use your voice to control a light with Watson, please. Let me know once you've got it. Do we need our microphones? Maybe, if we get to it. Do I download Watson? No. Hold on, Adrian. All I want you to do is download the handouts. Everybody look under polls, look for handouts. Download that. I'm going to walk you through how to install this. And then raise your hand once you've gotten... right now you should have the PDF, guys, the handout. All you're doing is downloading the PDF. So raise your hand there so I know if I can go on or not. I only have 3 people raise their hands. So Mr. McGinn, Mr. Carter, Miss Graham, Mr. Snodgrass, West, Lee. Guys, download, look under handouts, download, use your voice to control light with Awesome. That way you can be looking at that for extra details or instructions. All right. I would also say go. In fact, I'm going to copy this and drop this in here. I'm going to send this to you. I'm going to type an answer and send it to everybody. Go to this link right now so you have this there as well because you can see it. You're going to also put it on your Raspberry Pi. So you can go on your Raspberry Pi, click on the globe, and DuckDuckGoose will come up. So go under your Raspberry Pi right now. Since it's on, make sure it's connected to the internet. You do know that my connected to, you know, my Pi's connected to my Pi. I have no idea what that means. To my PC. I don't need you to do that. I have them separate. I have mine connected to separate. If you don't, you just, in a minute here, you're going to have to download. And if you can't do it now, or you can jump off and download what we're going to need. But go to Instructables, same thing. Instructables, TJBot, use your voice to control. And if you do that, you're probably going to see it. That should be enough. Yeah, it'll come up. It'll be the first search. It'll be TJBot, use your voice to control light with Watson, 7 steps. And you should see what I've got here. You should see on your Raspberry Pi. You have wireless on your Raspberry Pi. So you don't need, you know. All right. Where's the download? I don't even know what you're talking about on the download, Aiden. Aiden, go down. Do you see something that says handouts? On the right corner of where you raise your hand, you do everything when you want to talk to me on the webinar. All right. Then click on the handout drop-down button. It'll be one that says Sense Hat Cheat Sheet. And below that, use your voice to talk with Watson. Download that second one. All right. Now, we just have... I have no idea. Just look at it. Then go ahead and look at it. As long as you get to it, it doesn't matter in either one. You can download it once you get to that link. If it takes you to here, just download it, Aiden. All right, buddy? All right, so now, what we're going to do now, make sure your Raspberry Pi, all right, you're going to go to your Raspberry Pi. Go in, let me suggest this. Be on your Raspberry Pi, you're looking at that Watson link. Then it's going to have install packages. So right here is install packages. Whoops, sorry. Install that. You're going to copy this and then paste it in your terminal window on your Raspberry Pi. So I would have, if I were you, I would have the browser open on my Raspberry Pi. Then I would click on the terminal. So a little black square should come up with Pi, Raspberry Pi green. Let me see if I can show what a terminal screenshot looks like on this. I could SSH this, but right now let's just get it here. It's going to look something like this. Or it'll be in the middle of your Raspberry Pi looking like that. Okay? So bring that open. You still have, and then go back to your screen, your web page, where it says install package. Then all you do is highlight curl. You highlight curl-SL-HTTP. You see it right there. This is the one you're going to highlight on your Raspberry Pi. Then right click, click on copy. Then go back to the terminal. Put it in the terminal window and just hit paste. And that will, and then hit enter. That will take a while to install. You should see like a little TJBot. Hey, I don't know what you're saying. You're downloading Watson. You haven't done it, dude. Listen to what we're doing right now. I know, Liam, those are kind of old. Those drive me a little bit nuts. But go ahead and type this in, and you can make the improvements for me, okay, man? I'm going to talk to Liam about this because he has definitely been a master in the code nest. So you can, but we still need to update the packages, right? That first line there under install packages. And Liam, if you want to provide me a link with more current install, I'll be good to go. I got mine all set up, but it was a while ago when we did this. So. No, Aiden. Buddy. All you're supposed, look again, look at my screen. You're going to go into your Raspberry Pi. You're in your Raspberry Pi. Do you understand that, Aiden? Say yes, I understand. I'm going to do this on my Raspberry Pi. We'll get you there, buddy. You just let me know that you know that. Okay. Yeah, your Raspberry Pi is a separate computer. It's hooked up to a separate monitor. Remember, the Raspberry Pi is a computer. Okay? Aiden, is your Raspberry Pi on? Okay, here we go. He's saying we need to do it this way now. I'll go ahead. It will actually ask for the update on that node source when you run the old one, but I'm going to go ahead and use this one right here. I'll put this out for everybody. Good catch, though. Use this install if you haven't done it. Okay, so you've got it installed, right? Somehow, Liam, I just lost your code here. I don't know what happened to it. Resend that to me. That'd be great. I'm looking over here going, I did it, and it'll just ask you if you wanted me to do another install. So if you run this one, Liam, can you pass that with me? I want to see what show all. Could you resend that to me, man? Aiden, what you're going to do is make sure you have Instructables pulled up on your Raspberry Pi. And then also open up Terminal on your Raspberry Pi. Thank you. Liam, I think I'm going to, just because I'm worried that everybody's going to type that wrong and pull it off, let's just use this one. It will ask you to update it. It will go through and say, hey, do you want to go from 6, 7, 8, or go to 9, the most current of the node sources. What is Instructables? Aiden, it's this thing right up here, man. See this, buddy? Instructables with the guy with the little robot, man. This is what it is in Instructables, okay, man? And you're going to search on Chrome or on Google Doc, TJBot, use your voice control like with Watson, okay? You are going to be in the browser on the Raspberry Pi and get this document. And the reason why I want you to do that is then I can copy inside Raspberry Pi these commands. I'm worried about you typing them and getting them just right. Linux is pretty unforgiving. You get one thing off, it's not going to work. So Aiden, do you have Instructables on your Raspberry Pi? Do you have it up and running? Did you go into Chrome on the browser, that world browser, search Instructables, TJBot, use voice to control Light with Watson? Did you do that? Does anybody else have a question? What you should have is the terminal window on your Raspberry Pi. You've copied this line of code right here, just as it is, by right-clicking and pasting it in the terminal. Start running it. You'll go almost with all the defaults. But take your time and read the questions. The only one that you say no to, I believe, why, right? All you type it in your thing and let me know. But remember, raise your hand if you see the installation. It's a long installation. It's going to take a little while. There should be lots of text scrolling up your Raspberry Pi. Good, we got people coming up. It's doing it. Let's get everybody. If today we just get this whole thing installed, great. Oh. All right. Let me see. I don't have an internet connection on my Pi. You have wireless. Do you have wireless in your house, Aiden? I got the Parrot Mambo. Good for you, Natalie. Well, Aiden, you're just going to have to take a moment, click and set up your wireless. There's an icon on there for your Raspberry Pi. And do it. I don't use wireless on my Raspberry Pi, but let me go up here. I'm going to go look at the setup. There is a, let me look here. There's an up and down arrow up by the sound, up in the right-hand corner of the screen. And you can go and try to set up your internet there. Yeah, and then you can select your wireless right in there and fill it out. Aiden, you should see on your Raspberry Pi, see where it has like the timestamp. It might be, in my case, 00227 or something. And then you have like a number, the CPU output. Then you have a sound, like sound icon, and you have an up arrow, down arrow. Click on that. That's where you can add your wireless. All right. Ashlyn, Liam, Luke, Lee, can you guys, well, if you've already got it installed, go ahead and raise your hand there. That would be Liam. But everybody else, if you've gotten it installing, it's going to be running a while. You're probably going to go with all the defaults. The only question gets to be on how the audio is handled. So read the question on that. All right. So Hannah and Catherine, well, guys, raise your hand if you use Raspberry Pi, you're installing it. Let me go down here to questions. I have a sound. Okay. Oh, never mind. Okay. And we're just going to record this, and you can follow along after we record on this. Glad you found it, though, buddy. Now you have the internet for it, so that's good. All right. Sure, whatever. Go ahead. Start sending me as a question. Let me know once the Raspberry Pi is done on your machine. Chances are very good it's going to basically ask you to reboot here in a little bit. Okay. Let me know. Yep. Paste the code in the terminal. Okay. Let me know as you guys start, it finishes up there. Like I said, this just is a slow process. But the good news is once you get it installed, you can, for those that really get into this, you can start really making this TJBot do lots of things this way. And it's getting you, pardon me, You know, how many folks down the road when you're going to college or a job say, well, I was playing with Watson um, as a kid. What is IPv6? You know, I'm trying to figure out on the context of that. Hang on 1 second. It's probably a version. I'm just got to figure out what. I'm looking it up right now. William might even already know. Oh, it's just Internet Protocol. No, just go to whatever the default settings are. If it doesn't say to do it, don't do it. I'm not sure why you should have to disable that. And the question says yes, no, but what does it say above it? What does it suggest? Give me the context of it. Go to all the default settings. What it says you should do, just do it. But I can't see it right now. If I've installed mine, I didn't see that. Say no. Say no. Hey, I've got everybody's hands down. If you've not received the microphone and the RGB LED, raise your hand. Okay, Aiden, just same thing. All right, what's the question with it, man? You just say, yeah, enable Google DNS is fine. Yes, that'll be fine, buddy. I had 2 people that say they never got their. Do you come on Saturdays? So we got 4 of us. They're the 2 I think we're left with. It's installing. Good. I'm glad to see it, man. That's what I thought. I got great. So I have enough of them left for everybody. Okay, let me know if it's done installing on your Raspberry Pi. I know this takes a little while. In fact, let me keep looking at your questions, but I'm going to go see something here. Bear with me 1 second. All right. Down the road, you're going to be converting access to the IBM Cloud. All right, it's also known as Bluemix. While this is all installing, well, let's talk a little. I'm going to still bring this up for you. And in that catalog, once you get this installed, you can see Young Engineers Today, speech to text, that kind of thing. There's going to be a catalog. And at the bottom of the catalog, you can see there's all these APIs and ways of storing stuff on the cloud. A lot of stuff here. Don't flip out. Look at machine learning. Internet of Things, security. But you get down to Watson, and here's different things you can do with Watson that you can conversation, analytics applications, using personality, social media, calculate motions. So, we're going to be looking at, you got speech to text, text to speech. You're looking at speech to text. When you do this, don't buy anything. You don't ever have to buy with us. Let me know when it's, all right, so this is something else we're going to have to install. So if you want, you can go to the IBM Cloud. And in fact, I'll show you how to do this. Make sure you get parental unit before ever installing anything. You can go to the instructions. This isn't necessarily the most best way to go, but you I'm already logged in, but if you go under this, go to the IBM Cloud. They're going to ask you to join it. Let me see if I sign out. Let me see if I can sign out of this thing. Make me join it. Log out. Yes, log out. And you might want to create your account on your PC, though you're going to need to log in on your Raspberry Pi with this. I'm going back to the IBM Cloud. All right, you go to create a free account. This is something you'd see. Bluemix.net. This is console.bluemix.net. So while you're waiting on your Raspberry Pi, here I'm going to give this to everybody. Here it is. I just sent it out to everybody. Create an account. Again, ask your folks. Wait till this is over if you want to make sure. You're going to create an account on IBM's cloud. You're only going to do a free account. Don't pay for anything, for goodness sakes. And then we're going to, once you log in, then we can talk about what you're going to add later. It'll also be in the PDF. All right. No, you don't need to download anything. No, please don't. Aiden, you're supposed to be downloading the app. All you're supposed to be doing right now, Aiden, the only thing you're supposed to be doing is getting your Raspberry Pi installing, which it's doing, and then go to IBM Console Bluemix and create an account here. Once you get a permission from a parental unit, you don't have to, use your voice to control light with Watson is what we're doing. It's the handout that was in there at the very beginning, buddy. Okay? That might be the one you have there. I have no idea what that is right there. It may be the very same lesson, but this is Instructable. I give you the download right here. It's under your handouts. All right, does anybody else? No, okay. Aiden, you have to be on your Pi. Go to the link, right click on that link on your Raspberry Pi, and you can copy and install it on your Pi, man. So what you need to do is the very Instructable we just had, access that, turn on your terminal in your Raspberry Pi, then access the Instructable. Highlight the code in the Instructable, right click on it, this is all inside the Raspberry Pi, and paste it into your terminal. It will work. I don't know what you're installing. I don't want you to stop installing. If you start installing something on Raspberry Pi, don't interrupt the Linux install. Can I get everybody else to go ahead and check with your folks tonight and try to create that IBM Cloud account? Well then, Aiden, don't stop. Just let it go. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Let it just keep installing. All right, I'm going to log in here. I'm going to show everybody while your Raspberry Pi is still trying to install out. I'm just going to, you can see, I've already got my email password and everything set up. I'm going to go into the cloud. And tonight I'm getting an issue on the cloud. I'm not sure why. But see, speech to text, there it is. And you can recreate. When it's free, they allow you like one research at a time. So anyways, but you go to catalog. There's all these different ones that you can go with. I'm going to roll down the Watson, and I'm going to do speech to text. Then you can do something like create it right down there. Okay, so it's saying, hey, I already created one, so don't do that. That's fine. You'll see what I mean here. Here's my speech to text. I'm going there now. Here's my resources. Tells me what I'm going to do and what I'll output it. There's a little getting started demo on it. When I was running earlier today, it was choking on me. All right, so go to services page. right. Go to text to speech, and that service, and then create a project. Liam, let me see. I'm getting an error message on this. Oh, there we go. I couldn't get this to do it earlier, so they were having problems earlier, but you can start messing with this. All right. Put in my credentials here, URL, username, and password. And then you copy this and drop it into other programs. It's kind of where we're going with this. So let's use the getting started tutorial. I've added it, create a project. All right. Put it on my passwords. I'm going to have that URL. Okay. And what you can end up starting to do is then we're going to take, and this is what we'll work on when you, Wednesday, the instructor will have you create something. Let me go over here. Come on. There we go. Let me just do it this way. Sometimes it's easier. There it is right there, control light. Hook up your, it gives you exactly how to hook up your NeoPixel. There it is. Then you're going to create this, and we're going to copy with this information. We put our name in there. You're going to use your username and password you just created. All right. There's a text editor. You can just drop it and save it. And then you can just type this command. Just use this. And we're going to run the code, okay? And they'll have different things to try off that. And that's kind of where we're going with this next. And that's what Time to Toy will work with you on here next. All right? It says no org. I earlier wouldn't let me do this when I first set it up. So I've only finally gotten it set up here right now. I mean, it's doing it now and it wasn't doing it earlier. All right. Folks, we're going to end up now because the next, I'm going to end here in another minute or so. Just let your Raspberry Pi finish installing. Get yourself so you're on the IBM cloud with your own username and password after you've spoken to your parents. And then you'll be set for Thursday. Also, let's all go back and look at this. Try to, when you come in Thursday, have your Raspberry set up. Take off your, if not your hat already, your Sense hat. You're going to hook up your NeoPixel. If you have some LEDs and breadboards, especially from last year, you should plenty of them from the Arduino stuff. Also, we'll have, if you need some, let me know. If we have female, you can use female to female and connect right to that RGB. There's 3-volt ground and data in. Make sure it's those pins. And your microphone's going down at this end. It's USB microphone. Good. What did you have to do to fix it, Liam? And you're also, here's the instructions. You're going to need this. After you've got it installed, you need to install this, that recipe. So I don't want to, I skipped a step. It made it sound like you would go right in after you install this. No, you got to install that recipe. I don't know why I don't know, just a piece of code, but we got to call them recipes now. and apps. All right, great. Okay, folks, I know this was a long mission to get installed, but once you do it this time, it's the longest you'll have to install. Tom DeToy will help you get through the sampling the code, and you'll get your light on there. If you need a piece of jumper or something, just let us know. We'll, come meet me, or we'll get you a jumper. All right. With that in mind, everybody have a good night. You leave your Raspberry Pi till it finishes installing. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get a glass of water before I start my next webinar. As always, these will be recorded. Take care, all.